is Let's Cook with Pam.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Cook with Pam, and for this season I'm going to make for you very colorful recipes, and today we are going to start with bhajias. And my bhajia recipe does not have potatoes, so we are not talking about viazi karai, we are talking about bhajia. For this recipe I'm going to use gram flour. Some people know it as dengu flour. We are going to have green capsicum, which is hoho, green hoho. Then we are going to have red onions, finely chopped. We are going to have red capsicum. We are going to have salt. And we have cumin seeds. I'm not using cumin powder, I'm using cumin seeds because it gives better aroma. Then I'm having baking powder. And of course we have Rina cooking oil, which we are going to use to fry. So I'm going to begin with mixing my ingredients here. And before I mix, immediately you finish mixing, you need to fry. So the first thing I'm going to do is to put on my stove. Put in a bit of Rina. I'm using a non-stick pan, so I use very little oil to cook. So the first ingredient I'm going to put there is a bit of cumin seeds. Just a spoonful. That's enough. Don't let it burn, it should just warm and get the aroma out, so don't burn it. On this other stove, I'm going to put my deep frying oil because it will take some time to heat. You might wonder why I'm not using a flat pan. Bhajias need to be dipped, they need to sink down and come up for the best results. So the deeper the pan, the better for you. So the next ingredient I'm going to add is the onion. Make sure they are finely chopped. I do this step because some people don't like crunchy onions, so you make sure they are completely cooked before you introduce them to your bhajia. After that, you introduce your peppers. You can also use the yellow one, the purple one, all the peppers you have, all the colors you can get. But for this one, I got only 2 colors. And you can see these are Christmas colors, the green, the red, these are Christmas colors. And we are talking about Christmas this time. That's why we are sharing with Rina. So as your vegetables are cooking, you can start mixing the dry ingredients, and the dry ingredients are the gram flour. You can see I boil a lot, but you can use 2 cups if you're somebody who goes with measurements. I don't do measurements much. Then you can put in some salt. Don't over salt your food, maybe a half a spoon is enough. And put some baking powder. You can put 2 level teaspoons. And you mix them. At this point, my vegetables have what you call sweated. You don't want to overcook them also. So you just switch off the heat and introduce them to your flour. So you'll just mix this and make sure the vegetables are covered in flour, completely covered. Once covered like that, you introduce the water. I use cold water for this recipe. So add your water gradually as you mix. You can see the beautiful colors coming along. So the mix should not be light and it should not be heavy. You can see that mix. It's heavier than the pancake mix. It's more like a cake. So it's looking like a fruit cake if you look at it. Another thing you should always remember is that gram flour attracts a lot of lumps. So before you use it, make sure you've sieved your flour just to remove the lumps. Otherwise, your bhajia will have lumps inside. Gram flour has a lot of benefits because it comes from lentils. So lentils is it's a vegetable protein, so it gives you protein as well as starch. So when you use gram flour, you get both starch and protein into your system. So you see, for my meal, you have the proteins, you have the starch, and you have the vegetables all in one. So I think my oil is ready. And to check whether your oil is ready, you can put in a wooden spoon and see the bubbles. When you see the bubbles, you know your oil is ready to fry. So at this point, I'm just going to drop in my You can see the oil was ready. I've reduced the heat so that they cook through. You want your bhajias golden brown, not too dark, so make sure your oil is not too hot. So when ready, use a kitchen towel because you need to drain off the oil. You can see my oil is clean. It's because my batter, or rather the mix, was heavy enough. When your mix is light, you find that you'll have droplets in your oil and your oil gets dirty. So getting the right consistency will help you achieve what you're looking for. So when you're dropping the mixture into the oil, be careful to make sure nothing drops, the little drops don't get into the oil because they can really burn your fingers. This process needs total concentration, otherwise getting burnt is very easy, either from the side of the pan or from the oil, splatter of oil from the pan. So you need to be careful both ways. Make sure you don't leave your ingredients in the mixing basin or mixing bowl. You need to scrap off as much as you can. And always have a kitchen towel to wipe off your hands. Or a clean dishcloth. It doesn't have to be a paper towel. You can always have a clean dishcloth near you. You see, when you use Rina, your oil remains clean, so even after doing my bhajias, I can keep it and use it again for bhajias or any other savory dish. I would not recommend it for mandazi because of the flavors of the onions and other things, but you can use it for your kebabs and other things you fry, like potatoes, other savory dishes. So the oil remains clean and nice. So now I've finished the frying, so I'll switch off my stove, ready to serve. Now I'm going to serve you my bhajias, which are now ready. And bhajias, you always need a dip. This is tomato ketchup, homemade tomato ketchup. I'll share the recipe in another episode. So you're just going to put your bhajias here. And you know, bhajias can be a main meal. like for lunch. You can have them for breakfast. You can serve them hot, serve them cold. They can also be served for cocktails. And your bhajias don't have to be vegetarian all the time. You can have fish in them, you can have chicken. So, but you find that most people use it as a vegetarian dish. But you can do a variety of the same dish. So, you can do homemade chutneys as well. In another episode, I showed you how to make liquid chutney with the bhajias. This is tomato ketchup. Because of the tomato season, there was a lot of tomatoes, so I was adding my tomatoes. So I think that's it for our bhajia. You can serve it that way. And this is the dish when you go to 5-star hotels, you'll be told maybe 1,800 per plate. Something which you can do at home and make your family happy. So I'm going to cut the bhajia so that you see the colors inside. I talked about Christmas and Christmas colors. You can see the red, the green. It's a happy meal, it's a colorful meal, and it's one of the very exciting breakfasts you can make for your family. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Let's Cook with Pam. Follow me on Instagram, Let's Cook with Pam KE, and I'm on Facebook as Pamela Odwell. Welcome.